Hi, it's Melissa with Halo Creative Designs. And if you tuned in last time, you saw me lay this mesh base on a 14-inch wire frame. Today, I'd like to show you how we're going to decorate it with embellishments, a sign, and some ribbon. You're going to need some scissors, a rotary cutter if you have it. If you don't, it's not a big deal. You can still just use your scissors. A rotary cutter basically is just a really sharp blade, and it cuts through the ribbon very easily. But if you don't have one, you don't have to run out and buy one. You can use a pair of scissors. We're going to use a pair of cutters. We have two types of ribbon. Making a mess here. We have a 1.5 inch wired ribbon, and we also have a 3-inch gross grain ribbon, and these are not wired, but the weight of them, as long as you're not cutting anything above 12 inches, and that's what we're cutting here. When I cut them 14 inches, they tend to get a little floppy, but we're going for minimal here, so a 12-inch cut of ribbon will work just fine. So we have this 3-inch ribbon. We have 3 of these little footballs that we're going to attach, and they're styrofoam. They're squishy, you know, really lightweight. And then we have a sign. It's aluminum, super thin, really lightweight. All right, guys. Oh, sorry. You're also going to need 3 pieces of floral wire and 2 chenille stems that match the color that you've used on your base. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is attach our sign. Now this sign came pre-drilled, or there was a hole put in here already. Ugh, boy. But there wasn't one on the bottom. And because we're going for minimal, there's not going to be a lot of ribbon and stuff like that, that can cover any mechanics that may show on corners where you're trying to attach. So since we have one on the top, I flipped it over and I added a zip tie anchor. And these suckers are pretty strong, but just to reinforce it, I ran a bead of Gorilla Glue hot glue around the perimeter and let it dry. So I don't think this thing's ever gonna come off, but if it does, you're still gonna be attached by the top of your sign, so it's not gonna be a big deal. So take one of your chenille stems, fold it in half. I'm gonna run it through that hole, just feed it through the hole, and pull it tight and kind of twist it once or twice just to tie it off and secure it, okay? So you've got that one in. You guys see that? Super easy. Okay. Take your second chenille stem, run it through the zip tie anchor. Do the same thing. Give it a couple of twists to tie it off and secure it. Okay? So, you've got a way to anchor your sign. So at this point, I will just eyeball things, kind of look at the shape of my base, and I've already fluffed it and, you know, kind of made the poofs what I'm going to make them. And as with any base, you know, there are going to be some places that maybe you don't like as well as others, you know, that maybe you could cover up with ribbon or hide, you know, with a football or something like that. So basically just look at the layout of your base and kind of eyeball where you want things to be. So I think I'm going to put my sign here, make this my top. Okay? So I've got my chenille stem that's secured through the top hole. I'm gonna lift up this layer of mesh and take that chenille stem to the base and wrap it around. Okay, I'm gonna flip you over here so you can see. So I've brought the chenille stem to the back, made sure I was splitting a bar with the two, and you're gonna tie off. And I don't secure it all the way down at first because you need to play with placement. So I just kind of give it a twist or two to hold it in place for a second. You know what? And I attached it to the bottom bar. if you attach it to the inner bars, that's going to pull your sign further back into your wreath. So if you're looking at, here, I'll show you. If you're looking at the front, instead of it lying on the surface, by attaching it to that inner bar, you're gonna pull it down and back, okay? And it's gonna be deep. That's not what we want for this wreath, okay? We want it to be kind of sitting on the surface. So we're gonna take our chenille stem and feed it up under to get to that top bar. And I'm feeding it under, feeding it under the poofs, okay? I'm gonna have to go up through this one. There we go. Yeah. All right, got it, yay. Okay, so I have put it around the 3 bars, not the very outer ring, but the 3 inner bars, just giving it a twist. Okay, now let's flip it over and go to the front. Same thing. You're gonna lift and kind of part the seas of poof and find your base and run your chenille stem around the 3 inner bars. Actually, I needed to go under that poof. There we go. Okay. So here we go. And then just tie it off. Not real tight. And then we're gonna flip it over and see how it looks. See if we need to play with it. It looks good right there, except for the top is still pulling a little deep. So at this point, I'll just flip it over, loosen my chenille stem a little bit, and then tighten it back down. And that should have let it pull forward just enough. There we go. See, now it's not sitting super deep at all. Okay, fabulous. And the edge of your sign is gonna mash down your mesh in places, and you just have to play with it. You'll do this a couple of times before the end, once you get ribbon on and all the embellishments. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna leave a couple behind because that actually helps keep it sitting up higher as well. You do want to, however, since you have one mechanic that you need to hide right here, the chenille stem, just kind of, you know, form your mesh around it. We're gonna have ribbon and stuff in there too, so that's gonna help. All right, I'll come up here. All right, so we have our sign on. What you think so far? Not too bad, huh? Okay, next we're going to do the footballs. I'm gonna flip it around for just a second. To attach the footballs, you could just hot glue them, but I am not a fan of hot glue only because I never know when I make a wreath if it's going to make its new home in, you know, sunny Florida, or if it's going to be in Alaska. So if it's in sunny Florida, hot glue alone is not going to cut it. You need something to keep it on when the sun hits it, because if it's on your front door and the sun's hitting your front door, the glue's going to heat up, things are going to slide around. So what we're going to do is take the floral wire and fold it in half. So you have a long piece, you're going to fold it in half. Okay, you're going to decide where you want your footballs to go. I'm going to put this one here, I think. So you lay it in whatever position you're going to put it in, you lay it in and see where it's going to meet the back of your frame. So basically you're trying to find where you want to insert this stem on the back of it to run it straight down to your frame to hold it on. Okay, so since these things are styrofoam, pretty forgiving. You can take your floral wire. I kind of squeeze the football take your floral wire. Oh, this is giving me problems. There we go. Come through. Well, ow. This just does not want to come through. Okay, sorry. All right. So you have it fed through your football, just like this. Can y'all see? Okay. You're gonna tie it off once, whoops, just to secure it, okay? Then you're gonna go back to where you wanted to place it and feed them through. And now that I see, you probably could have used a half a floral stem instead of the whole one. So I would recommend doing that next time. However, I already have this fed through, so I'm not gonna cut it and redo it. So wherever you want to place it, find a hole, or you can just stick your floral wire through the mesh, okay? Make sure when you're feeding it through that you're catching a bar, so you're wrapping the floral stem around a bar. Okay, so we have that one laying in there like that. Gonna flip it over. And as you see, I've split a bar with my floral wire. I'm just gonna tighten it down. Twist, twist, twist. I give it many good twists. And then you'll take your cutters, cut it off. And then I fold the floral wire back down on itself and just push it back into the center. Again, no pokey edges poking out to scrape your wall or door. Okay, so now you have your football in there. No hot glue needed. It's not gonna go anywhere. See, it's not gonna go anywhere. It's wired in. So fabulous. We may have to reposition our sign before we're done, but let's get the footballs in. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing for these two. So you find the next place you want to put it, and then you figure out how you're gonna lay it. And I don't ever lay them the same direction. You want something that, you know, gives your eye something to look at, something different. So just play with position. I think I like it like that, maybe. Yeah, like that. Okay, so that's how I want that football to lay in there. So you're gonna see where the back of it would go straight down to your frame. That's kind of where you want to pinch and then run your floral wire through. Okay. And then just twist it off like that. Okay. Same as we did the other one. You're going to feed your floral wire through to the back. And like I said, you can either find a hole or you can push it straight through the mesh. Just make sure you catch a bar. That's the only thing. Okay, so you find the way you want it to lay, like that, and then you flip it and tie it off. Okay, cut your floral wire. And like I said, you won't have to use a whole one. Now that I see this, I think that if you're doing this exact design, or you know, something similar, that you could get away with a half a floral stem. Okay, so now we have 2 footballs on. Third one. Okay, I'm gonna put it here, I think. Does that look good? I think maybe that right there. Okay, so go to where it would meet the back, pinch it, and feed your floral wire through. This is not always easy. Sometimes when you feed it through, the end curls up and it just isn't going to go through anymore. Okay, I think I feel it trying to poke my finger. Okay, it's not going to work. I think I might have to use a new piece of wire. Okay. So, let's try this again. I can't get this one through, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, hang on and I'll show you what we do. We have an ice pick, and then just puncture a little hole that will allow. Just puncture a little hole. Make sure you keep it pinched so you can feed your wire through it easier. Okay. Just do it like the others. Tie it off. Okay. Now you find your placement. How do we say we're going to do it? Like that? Okay. Feed it through to the back. Make sure you catch a bar. Alright, so before I flip it over and tie it down, sorry guys, I'm going to just play with the placement and see where I want it. Is that good? Yeah, I think that's good right there. Okay, so you flip it over and you tie it off. Cut off your ends. Fold it down on itself. And then just give it a little push back up in towards the mesh. That way there's no pokey edges. Alright, fabulous. Hey guys, so far, not too bad. Footballs don't go anywhere. Alright. Now, all that's left is the ribbon. Okay, I'm going to show you how I cut them. We'll fix that with ribbon. I have self-healing cutting mat. You don't have to have one of these. You can cut it, you know, with scissors. I do, however, use a self-healing cutting mat because I use a rotary tool to cut my ribbon. So, we have the 1.5 inch wired ribbon. We're making 12-inch cuts, so you lay it out on your start mark and you measure out 12. Okay. Now I'm only going to show you how to cut one of each type of ribbon that I'm doing because I've already prepared all the cuts, but you know, it's just cutting ribbon. Oops. Okay, and then we're going to make one cut of this, put it on your start mark, go down to 12. Now there are other quicker ways to cut a mass quantity of ribbon. However, I will show that in another tutorial, just not in this one. Okay, so you have your ribbon here, and it's got this flat edge. We do what's called a V-cut or a dovetail. So you fold your ribbon in half, match your edges, Then you take your scissors and you cut from the folded edge upwards or to the point. So cut from your folded edge up. Okay, and that gives you this V cut or a dovetail, as some call it. See? So you do that to both ends of your ribbon. If you have a good sharp pair of scissors, you could probably cut a stack of 4 or 5 ribbon at once, you know, when you're dovetailing like this. But if you've got dull scissors like me, you could probably only get away with 1 or 2. Okay, just folding over my edges, cutting from the folded edge down to the point, down to the end to make the point. Okay, so that's how you cut ribbon. Now, how you attach ribbon. This is fun. You take 1 of each. Okay, and you, let me come up a little bit. Take 1 of each ribbon. You lay it on top of each other. Okay, then I fold it in half, like this. Well, usually I do a better job. Okay, fold it in half like this. Okay, then I put my finger through the middle so I can grab on either side, and I just scrunch like that in the middle. So made it like a little bow tie. Okay, now because this ribbon has print on it, you want to pay attention to the direction of the print before you start putting your ribbon down, so you make sure you're putting it on the right way. So we'll start right here at the bottom. So you take the part that you have in the middle pinched, okay? You're gonna lay that in the middle of your chenille stem, okay? So I will open it, lay your pinched part in, and do like we did before when we were doing the base. Pull your opposite ends of the chenille stem away from each other, and then give a good twist. And go ahead and twist this 2, 3, 4 times, make it secure, and then you're gonna cut off the biggest majority of what's left, okay, because we don't need all that in there. And then you just fold it down like that. Some people will leave those on and kind of roll the ends around a pencil so they make a curly Q, but I don't prefer that look. I always cut them. Okay, so then you just shape your ribbon, just like that. Okay. You put them together, you fold them in half, put your finger through the middle so you can grab, and then just squish them together, pinch, okay? Pay attention to the direction of your print, okay? Take your next tie, put your ribbon in, and tighten your chenille stem down. And shape your ribbon. Now I take and I get my fingers all the way down to the base of the chenille stem and kind of shape the ribbon from there, because it can get all, you know, twisted and kind of wonky up in there near the chenille stem. Okay, cut your ends off and just fold them down onto each other. Here, I'll hold you up close so you can see exactly how I did that. See? Okay. So we're just gonna go around the base and add the ribbon. This is the last step, guys. This is a very minimal design. I'm not adding a lot of, you know, glitzy, glittery stuff. This could be one, you know, probably for a good man cave. Alright, so we've got our next bunch of ribbon. Just find your next chenille stem, pay attention to the print, and lay it in. Cut off your edges and then fold them back down onto each other. Just like that. And go down to the base of the chenille stem and shape your ribbon. You know what, you guys? I'm gonna have to twist it because I put it in upside down. That's the lovely thing about this one. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay. I am gonna put ribbon in each one of the inner ones, but when it comes to the outer, because you've got two inner together, I'm only going to put outer ones, I think, on the football ones. I'll know more once I get all the inner ring on, but I may not put ribbon in every outside. So I'm folding it in half. Okay, run your finger through the middle and then just scrunch just like that. Okay, pay attention to the way your print's going. Oh no, I was right the first time. I'm losing my mind, guys. All right, so find your next chenille stem. Lay your ribbon in, tie it down. You can give it 3 or 4 good twists because you're not gonna open it up or add anything else to it. This is a very minimal design. You know, I do a football design that's really flashy and glitzy and, you know, has the glitter. That's not something that every guy wants. So I do minimal as well. All right, so I'm just going down to the base of the chenille and fluffing out my ribbon. Okay. More ribbon. Cut off your ends. And there you go. Go down to the chenille and kind of form your ribbon from the bottom out. Just like that. And run your fingers along the edge. Kind of give it some shape. Don't want to cover up the football too much. Okay. Need to give these some shape too. I am the world's worst about continually going back and fluffing ribbon. I think I fluff ribbon in my sleep. All right, more. We're almost done, guys. Fold it in half. Oops. Kind of sliding around. Okay, fold it in half. Get your finger in the middle. And then just scrunch. Pinch. All right. Next one. Tie your chenille. 3-4 good twists cut off the remainder and fold those pointy edges down towards the center. And then fluff your beautiful ribbon. Whoops. Okay, there you go. All right, that's all for the inner ring. Wow, not bad. Okay, fold it in half. It's just wash, rinse, repeat, you guys. Once you, you know, get the hang of it, this goes really quick. All right, you know what? I think I am gonna put ribbon in every tie. I think I like it. So, just start on the outer ring now that we've finished the center. And go around and add ribbon. Okay, cut off the excess. Whoops. And then fold the pokey edges down to the center. There we go. Gorgeous. We're gonna have to cut some more ribbon. I only cut enough to do what I said initially, but this is how it goes. As you're putting a wreath together, you may change direction, you know, midstream. That's happened to me a lot. I have an idea in my head, and that's the direction I start in. But then as I work, it evolves and can change, and that's okay. Okay, then you cut off the excess and fold your pokey edges down. Go down to the base of the chenille, kind of form your ribbon with your fingers, going up the rib of it, giving it some shape. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to fix the sign a little bit. I don't know if it's just because it's lying on the table. You know, we may have to attach it from the sides. I don't know yet. We'll take a look at it in just a second. All right, the print goes this way. So I'm just working my ray around the outside, adding our ribbon to each chenille stem. Then I give it a few good twists. And I cut off the excess and fold. See these pokey edges? I fold them back down so they're not sticking out. Okay? And then you shape your ribbon. I don't know if you can see this. I'll show you. What I do is I go down all the way to the chenille stem and I grab both sides of my ribbon and I kind of push up under the bottom with my fingers as I kind of give it a circular motion there to give it. So that's how I fluff from the chenille stem. Okay. How many more am I going to need to cut? How many do I have up here? I have 1, 2. So 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll have to cut 4 more. So awesome. We could do that. Fold it in half. Scrunch in the middle. Check the direction of your print. Open your chenille stem. Sorry. And lay your ribbon in. And then tighten your chenille stem down. cut off the excess and then fold the pokey edges down. And just fluff. Okay. Got one more that we can do before we have to cut any more ribbon. Oh, I didn't want to open that. What am I thinking? Put your ribbon in your chenille stem and twist. Just wash, rinse, repeat, guys, all the way around. Okay, so we have to cut 4 more of each. Oh boy, I hope I have 4 more. Maybe. So you measure out 12. Oh my gosh, I had an inch. Oh wow, I had that much to spare, guys. That was luck. Okay, so there's 4 of that. And then we need 4 of these. And like I said, there is a much better way. Actually, there's a couple of better ways to cut mass ribbon. But for time's sake, I did not show you guys that in this tutorial. We can add that in a later one. All right, so we've gotten our 4 additional cuts to finish. Alrighty. Do you remember the V cut that we put in? We're gonna do that to a stack. So you just line them all up, even edges, fold your ribbon in half, and then cut from the folded edge to the point, like that. Okay, and it gives you that V cut. Line up the other end. The V cut. Okay. I've got these to do. These are really hard to cut with my scissors, so I'm only gonna do 2 at a time. That was a really wonky cut there. Let's fix that. For the next tutorial, I need better scissors. This is kind of crazy. What I'm gonna do, I don't know if this will work. Well, looky there. That worked fabulous. Okay. Let's do these. I think I'm gonna do them the same way. That worked fairly well. Beautiful. Ta-da. All right. Let's clean our tools out of the way here. Okay. So we're ready to attach the last 4 bundles of ribbon, and then we'll be done, guys. Okay. There's just 4 more along this outer edge. Here we go. Pinch in the middle. Whoops, they're kind of slippery. The pattern's going this way. Okay. Find your next chenille stem. Open it up and lay your ribbon in. And then tighten it down. Give it 3 or 4 good twists because you're done. You're not going to add anything else to these stems. And cut your excess off and fold the pokey ends down to the middle. And start at the chenille stem at the base here. Kind of fluff your ribbon out. Just like that. Beautiful. Fold it in half. Scrunch in the middle. Make a beautiful little bow tie. Next chenille stem, add the ribbon. I feel like I'm a broken record, I'm sorry guys. Okay. And fluff from the chenille stem, just like that. Okay. Oh, not the scissors. Clippers or cutters. Clip them off and then fold the pokey edges down. Okay. 2 more. Okay. Scrunch in the middle. Find your print. Tie it down. Okay, fold your pokey edges in. And fluff. Okay, last bundle. Now after I get the last bundle attached, and I know you've seen me fluff each one as we go and probably have touched each one a couple of times, but after you get every embellishment, every piece of ribbon, everything attached, I do give one final go over of a fluff and place the ribbons where, you know, exactly where you want them. But basically, this is all you do. This is the design right here. Like I said, it's a minimal design. It's not glittery and glitzy. It's, or, you know, full of 5, 6 different kinds of ribbon. It's just very simple and plain. And I like it. All right, guys. Ta-da! Here is the finished product. Now I have adjusted things here and there. There you go. What do you think? I think I am in love with this. Of course, I'm a Niner fan. So yes, I love this one. So guys, in the first tutorial we did, we took 21-inch mesh and attached it to a 14-inch frame. Now we have attached ribbon. We've used a gross grain 3-inch ribbon and a 1.5-inch wired ribbon. I'm trying to find my tape measure so I can see what this puppy measures. Oh well, I can't find it, so we'll measure it another time. Anyway, so we've added the ribbon, we've added an aluminum sign, as well as 3 styrofoam football embellishments. So guys, this is the final design. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. We do have an Etsy shop. You can find this for sale in my Etsy shop. If you are not a Niner fan, I do custom orders. May not look exactly like this one depending upon what sign or what materials I can source, but I do take custom orders. So we do have an Etsy shop, and all the links will be provided down below. We do have a website as well where you can find this tutorial. It is www.haylocreativedesigns.com. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and please stay tuned for the next one. Have a good night.